This is Dave, and welcome back to my channel. I have something exciting and new for you, and I can't wait for you to see it. Okay, this thing's on. Okay, hi everybody. Got some news to share with you. Today is June 4th, and exactly 2 months ago, I had major, what the doctors call cardiovascular surgery. I had about 6 blood clots in my leg. Very serious stuff. So they had to fillet me open pretty good from the abdomen down to almost my right ankle. Um, Very happy with how it turned out and everything. But today I got was the first time I was cleared actually to play my trumpet. And I decided to record it because I was going to record it for something else anyway. So this is going to turn into a dual video, so you'll see the playing part more than once. But it's a pretty scary thing that first time. 2 months is a long, long time. A lot of things have changed. You can't tell, but I've lost about 25 pounds, and it wasn't 25 pounds I needed to lose. But so what I wanted to do with this is we just did a basic, short, quick warm up that I do with my students that come flying into their lesson last minute and not having any time to warm up beforehand. So we do a few quick things, and we're going to go through each thing, and I'm going to talk about what I felt as I played, and also what I hear on the playback as well. And so we're going to start off with the Chickowitz flow studies. And for our purposes, we're going to do number one, just number one. First day back, very simple. But what we do is we build the first flow study. And what I started with was just a plain old G. Let's just hold it, make a good sound. And then add one note at a time, making sure we land on it properly. And yes, I'm really nervous about this, but we're going to see how it goes and everything. So here we go. Let's start with the flow studies. Okay, got to tell you, that was pretty interesting for me. First thing I noticed right off the bat is how much I'm actually having to concentrate on keeping everything set still and playing the, a clean first note every time. Because after a couple of months, all this in the face and everything, it feels really foreign to me right now. But it came off pretty good, not bad. Um, as you noticed, that I landed on each note and held it out. It was to see if I was centered, and I could feel myself just for a split second, just having some stuff in my face, just adjusting, combination of my ears and everything, hearing, and my face trying to remember exactly what that felt like. But overall, not bad. So I feel pretty okay about that. Now, the next thing we do is just, I did some basic lip slur. Um, Interval of a perfect fifth, G down to C, back and forth between it. And how I started off, I just started off with a whole note G and slurred downward to C. And then we're going to slur C back up to G. And then we'll go with half notes G, C, G. And then reverse it, of course, go C, G, C. And then back and forth between G and C in quarter notes. And then finally, eighth notes. Let's see how that feels now. See if I can keep good enough control and everything. And we'll talk more about that afterwards. Okay, that didn't feel too bad. A couple of times, whenever I was slurring down from G down to C, it really felt like that. I was not sure how much adjustment that was going on here uh, was necessary to get down to the C. And in fact, I tried to my lip vibrations and stuff almost, aka buzzing, by the way, uh, almost overshot it where it was going too low. Um, a couple of other things I felt, I could tell that, you know, we talk about keeping the corners set and everything, and I could tell that I was starting to get those muscles here that haven't been used in 8 weeks were starting to get pretty tired and everything a little bit. So, but overall, okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. I know I have a long way to go with flexibility, getting all that back and everything, but not bad. Again, I keep saying not bad for where I was. So now, after that, the next thing that I do is just a basic tonguing exercise. All it really is building like one whole measure in 4/4 time of quarter notes, eighth notes, eighth note triplets, and sixteenths, followed by a whole note each time with a break for about a measure or two in between. And what I'm nervous about is, can I keep this all stable and everything and not get the yips or anything go, and the jaw start moving and all that. And that the lips will vibrate and respond. So let's find out what happens, and we'll talk about it on the other side. Well, okay. Honestly, that felt a lot better than I thought it was going to feel. I kept the tempo very conservative and everything to be able to play as clean as I could. And overall, I felt like I was able to keep my air going continuously and letting the tongue just interrupt the airflow. There was none of the where it sounds like the lips stop vibrating totally in between the notes and everything like that. So I'm really happy with that at this stage. So good for me. Again, I'll tell you, I was tired when I finished that. Muscles getting really, really tired. It's going to take a lot of time to get that back. And now for the final thing. Okay, for the purpose of today, I just used a C scale, concert B flat. And all I did was play it in a lovely scale rhythm. And I started off real nice and slow, slurred, and then go back and tongue it. Just one octave. That's all. Just to see if my embouchure would respond and not get that, little breaks in between and things of that nature. And we'll see what happens with that. But like I said, I started with halves and quarters, then I went to quarters and eighths, still slurring it and then tonguing it, and then finally I went to eighths and sixteenths. Very conservative tempo, making sure that the air just went continuously from the beginning of the scale to the end of the scale. And we're going to see what happened with that. And we'll talk about just how I feel afterwards and everything. Okay, again, honestly, better than I thought it would be. A couple of things that I did feel that a few times of all things, it's you heard maybe you'll hear some slight response issues. And actually, it was not here that was the problem, or these, or anything like that. It was actually the fingers. Got a little bit lazy and not really precise and firm with how I pushed the fingers down. And so you're going to hear a couple of little tiny glips in it. But overall, again, not bad. What am I feeling after this? Well, the first thing is I feel tired already. Amazing what major surgery will do to you. I feel like that I'm going to have to redevelop my breathing again. And there are so many things I'm having to think about that I used to just take for granted, like just starting the first note. I mean, it's just like you got to really concentrate. So if you can develop a good habit of good note starts, you will go a long way. So be very conscious about that in your own playing. Uh, and then let's see here. Flexibility wise, I could tell I'm really weak in my face right now. But we're gonna get that's gonna come back as well. Um, and then gradually I'm gonna expand where will have be able to warm up with more range and expand things, and also be able to control everything here and here with being able to go at faster speeds eventually because my muscles will have come back and be able to be much more varied with the things I do and expand for example, all the way back to the flow study thing that we started off with, being able to expand it and going all the way up to, let's see, upper G or even upper the A first line above the staff. So I'm excited about this, that I was able to do it. I was very nervous, but I feel very hopeful after the experience and everything. I hope this helps you out, and we'll be back at you soon, and we'll have a lot more fun and stuff.